Hi y'all, Austin back with Outer World Media here for another weekly update. The first week of April has come and gone, and holy crap, it just flew by. So kind of just getting into it. Let's start off with what did I read this last week? Well, we're gonna start off with the big boy, and that is Dead House Gates by Mr. Stephen Erickson. I didn't hardly read a whole lot of this, I'll be honest with you. I think we got about 2% further into the book, so I'm sitting at about 52% into this book. I'm not bored with it. I'm not feeling it at the moment, which, is the issue being a mood reader. Because when you have a 10-book series like this that's so massive, it just it becomes a problem when you kind of just feel like reading something else. So I'm not going to say I'm DNFing it by any means. I'm just kind of taking a break from it for the moment. Obviously I had this month is my plan to try to finish this book. So I'm hoping, sometime this week coming up, I'll get in the mood to kind of, hop back into it and whatnot. That being said, y'all are probably asking, what else did I read this week? Well, I did read and finish Wait for Signs by Mr. Craig Johnson. It was a nice little story collection. Not too long. I think it was like 100 something, 200 something pages. So not that long. So I finished that fairly quickly. I think by like Wednesday I had finished it. But the big boy that I had focused on this week mostly was Have a Nice Day by Mick Foley. I mean, I'm enjoying the heck out of this book. I'll be honest with you up front, you have to wait till about the 150 page, maybe 200 page mark. A little before, a little between, before you finally do get into him getting into his career and starting off in the indies and whatnot. That being said, I'm definitely enjoying this book. The first little bit I could have done without, but I see what he was doing, trying to set up with, how he became a wrestling fan, how, things in life and events and whatnot led him to become a wrestler. So I'm definitely enjoying it. I'm sitting at about 400 some pages in. I got about 300 some pages left of this. I'm hoping to finish this this week, which I don't see that being an issue. I know where I'm at in the book. He talked about how just now getting into ECW and whatnot, and his fights with Terry Funk. So I'm very much, very, very much enjoying that. If you saw, my TBR video for the month of April, you know that I had Old Man's War and possibly Unmasked by Kane Hodder on there. I am yet again pushing these back because I did have something happen this week that I am very, very excited to have or get my hands on. And that is the third book in the Indian Lake trilogy, if you will. I'm talking about The Angel of Indian Lake by Mr. Stephen Graham Jones. Kind of a little bit of background. This book just came out. It is the third book in that series. I did email Mr. Jones' agent to see if maybe he'd belong to come on the channel. Understandably, he is busy and whatnot with a book tour. And I was actually talking to my wife and telling her, man, I really want to go buy the book and get him to sign it and just ask him a question. I unfortunately will not be able to do that. He did not come nowhere near West Texas, unfortunately. But we did go to our local Second and Charles, and I have not been able to find this book nowhere, anywhere, and whatnot. And I didn't want to order off of Amazon because I don't trust hardcover books when they come from Amazon, because I've gotten them in the past and they've just been dinged up. But they had this there. It is actually an autographed copy, and I am so excited to get into this. I mean, I don't really care necessarily about autographed books, if I'm being honest with you. But if I can get it for the same price, I think that makes it even better. So I'm very much looking forward into diving into this week. In all honesty, this is kind of taking precedence over Have a Nice Day and Dead House Gates, just because of how long I've been waiting for this book to come out. I love the first two books, My Heart is a Chainsaw and Don't Fear the Reaper. I need to get those on hardcover. I know you can get the second one on hardcover, but you can't get the first one anymore unless you buy it at a scalp price of like 50 or 80 bucks. And I refuse to pay that much for a book. But again, I was super excited to find this. As soon as I saw it, I grabbed it, and I will be starting this this week. I'm going to try and finish this. I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't think that's gonna happen. I think I'm gonna dive into this today because this book, essentially what it is about Jade Daniels. She lives in Proof Rock, Idaho, and she just has all this misfortune happen to her. Her life's not been very good and whatnot. But this, if you love horror movies, which obviously I do, I mean, I absolutely, this is a horror fan's dream right here. I mean, the references that were made in the first two books, I love it. I can't gush about the series enough. Eventually, I will review this trilogy. I really wanted to read the first book and the second book before I started this, pick this up, and I can't wait. I think I'm going to start that this week. But that leads me into, again, that's kind of what I'm going to read this week. Just kind of, what I have coming up on the channel, just kind of a little quick preview. I am starting that John Wayne, Clint Eastwood, who I think is, who I prefer. I don't want to say who's better because they are both awesome and amazing. And I don't know, it's going to definitely be a daunting task. I'm trying to figure out what movies to review and have the comparisons. I'm thinking, I'm putting this out there for y'all's input, for y'all to tell me. I think I kind of want to do Wayne's, John Ford collaboration, those movies, which I think there are 5, if I'm not mistaken. I think I kind of want to do those, or, a couple of those. And then I want to do Eastwood. I think I'm going to do the Dollar trilogies or the Man with No Name trilogy. I'm trying to figure that out because they both had such drastic different roles and whatnot. And I want to have it be a fair, judgment and whatnot. Again, I'm not saying which one is better. I am just going with which one I prefer, because I don't think that's a fair assessment to say which one is better, because they were in the industry at different times and had different ways of doing their films and whatnot. Obviously, John Wayne, was black and white, good guy, bad guy, whereas Clint Eastwood, he kind of blurred the lines. There was a lot of his movies, there were no good guys or bad guys. Everybody was kind of morally gray to a certain extent and whatnot. And so I very much looking forward into getting into that. My wife was actually kind enough, I kind of want to show this off here. My wife was kind enough to find me this John Wayne movie pack and whatnot. I'm super excited to have this. Obviously, I don't think I'll review any of these movies in that comparison, but I had to show this off because of how cool it is. I really love this. I mean, it's a little lunchbox and whatnot, so I had to find a way to throw that in there in this video and whatnot. But again, that's kind of what's going on with the channel. With it being WrestleMania every weekend, I'm not reading a whole lot, still trying to recuperate from yesterday where it was like 7 or 8 hours of wrestling. So not a whole lot of reading getting done this weekend, but again, that's kind of what I'm, going to pick up and try to read this week again is Deadhouse Gates, Have a Nice Day in the Indian of Angel Lake. Again, I am super excited to delve into that and just finish that trilogy. I absolutely love it. And I'm liking these other books as well. Don't think that they are any less better than the Indian of Angel Lake. I don't know. I've been waiting so long to read that book and to finish this series that I think I'm going to jump into that today. But as always, that is, kind of what's going on the channel. I do appreciate every single one of y'all that stopped by just to kind of see where I'm at with, my reading and whatnot. If y'all have any, recommendations or anything like that, or especially on that John Wayne, Clint Eastwood thing, what movies do you think I should do? I kind of want to do 5 against 5, 5 Wayne movies, 5 Eastwood movies. Let me know, what movies do you think I should do? As always, y'all have a good one.